always overtly sexual, innuendo, and in one case, an unwanted sexual advance at a hotel.
Yep.
Why publish the story then, when you couldn't answer the central question? What precisely is Herman Cain alleged to have done with these women?
Howie, I think any journalist would find as my editor John Harris has said, of course you want to get more detail and do more reporting, but that's what happened this week. Now, as for the detail of it, we were dealing with sensitive, sources, sensitive information here, and so obviously we tread delicately when it came to that. As you noted, though, in the build-up to this segment, during the course of this week, Politico, my colleagues, and the New York Times and others have gotten closer to this in terms of the detail of what actually happened.
Right, but you had to make, let me interrupt, you had to make a go or no-go decision. Right. I think in a lot of news organizations, an editor would have said, you have done some terrific reporting here, you've got some great leads here, but you don't have it. You don't have a quote of what he said to any of these women. You're obviously not able to name the women. You don't have the details of the sexually suggestive behavior that made them angry and uncomfortable. Go back and get more. You could have waited. There was nothing forcing you to publish last Sunday.
Well, we had the fact that one of these women was brought upon by Cain in a hotel room and was made to feel very uncomfortable. We reported later in this week more about what actually happened with that episode, Howie. She was so upset by that hours later she confronted a member of the board to complain about Cain's treatment of her, an explicit sexual overture in that hotel room. So agamen,
but you can't tell me what the overture is.
With these kinds of stories, obviously the first story might not have all the information that you want.
The fact that these two women that they were not willing to let their names be used, I assume you or your colleagues talked to them off the record, I don't know that, you can't say. Didn't that cause you any hesitation that you couldn't identify the women?
Howie, we had total confidence in this story, and after 5 days of reporting by other news outlets, you can see why, because the story was bulletproof, 100% on the facts. So I don't understand now what the issue is, frankly.
When you, and we saw the tape earlier, went up to Cain outside the CBS bureau here last Sunday morning, and he would not give you a direct answer.
Right.
Yes or no, you asked him, yes or no. Did you take that as, in effect, confirmation, no hard denial, that helped make the decision to go ahead and publish?
Let me put that in context. We had tried for 10 days, Howie, to get an answer from that campaign.
Stonewalled? No response?
No, actually, one of the first responses from their spokesman was, Mr. Cain vaguely recalls what happened and told his campaign staff, talk to the in-house counsel at the organization who took care of the matter and who could share with them what actually happened. But it wasn't enough for us. Well, a couple of things. First of all, Howie, you said that there was no physical contact. We actually have reported that there was physical contact.
Of what kind?
What's that?
What was the physical contact?
Physical contact.
Well, tell me what the physical contact was.
That's what our reporting was. Secondly,
you can't.
The organization
did he put his arm around somebody? Did he try to kiss somebody?
Secondly,
did he do this?
the organization did not say it was baseless. And then third of all, Mr. Cain's defense that he was only measuring his height was disputed by the attorney for that woman on Friday, who spoke of multiple incidents over a period of months.
Why is Politico continuing to hold back the names, as well as other news organizations?
It was the decision of our editors that for privacy reasons that we are not going to report the names of women involved. Even
though there's now the Restaurant Association, in the case, this one woman we were just discussing, whose lawyer spoke on Friday, has released her from the confidentiality pledge, so she could go public. But on the other hand, she says to the attorney she doesn't want to be the next Anita Hill. She doesn't want a media firestorm erupting around her.
Right. These women didn't go looking for this fight. This is obviously a political hit. Somebody came out and said, we know about this case. Let's get it out there in the news media and let it catch fire and see where it goes.
I don't understand a political hit. We are reporting
not you.
About
I'm not saying you are making the political hit. Somebody in the opposition
some sources had motivation to hurt.
Obviously.